Imagine American television without Bonanza. Hard to picture, right? The Cartwrights weren't just a family. They were a weekly fixture, bringing humor, drama, and old-school Western charm that captivated millions. But while the show looked warm and wholesome on screen, off-camera was a different story. Behind the scenes, creative clashes and personal tensions were brewing. Over time, those cracks widened, leading key cast members to walk away, some quietly, others dramatically. When Bonanza premiered on NBC in 1959, it quickly stood out in a crowded Western market. The show's unique mix of strong family values, moral dilemmas, and rich character dynamics helped it gain massive popularity. Viewers fell in love with the Cartwrights: Ben, the wise patriarch, and his three sons; Adam, the educated architect; Hoss, the gentle giant; and Little Joe, the fiery youngest. Each had a different mother, giving the family a unique blend of backgrounds. Even the Ponderosa Ranch felt like a living character, as did Hop Sing, the loyal cook who brought heart and humor. The show lasted 14 seasons and 431 episodes, making it NBC's longest-running Western and a staple of American TV history. Its success lay in more than just action. It tackled real social issues, something rare for the time. But those same ambitions created friction. Not every actor agreed with the show's direction, and many began to feel trapped in roles that lacked depth or growth. Pernell Roberts, who played Adam, was the first major star to leave. A seasoned stage actor with serious credentials, Roberts saw television as limiting. While Bonanza offered steady pay and fame, it didn't satisfy him creatively. He felt his character was going nowhere, and the repetition wore him down. Despite warnings from others, he left in 1967 after 6 seasons, choosing artistic growth over a comfortable paycheck. Though his post-Bonanza career had its ups and downs, he eventually found renewed success on TV in Trapper John, MD. As the years went on, other actors would follow suit, each with their own reasons. But Roberts' exit marked the beginning of a slow unraveling, a reminder that even in a beloved series, not everything behind the scenes is as picture-perfect as it seems. The show ran for 7 seasons, and this time, Pernell Roberts had more creative freedom. He also returned to theater between breaks, which helped him stay fulfilled. Though he never became the major film star some expected, he kept working. And in Hollywood, that's no small feat. He stepped away from acting in 1997 and passed away in 2010 at the age of 81. For 14 seasons, Bonanza brought viewers into the lives of the Cartwright family on their sprawling Nevada ranch. Each son had a distinct personality, but it was Dan Blocker's portrayal of Hoss, gentle, kind, and deeply loyal, that truly captured hearts. Before his acting career took off, Blocker had already lived a remarkable life. Born in Texas in 1928, he was the largest baby on record in his county at 14 pounds. He earned a master's in dramatic arts, served as an Army sergeant during the Korean War, and was awarded a Purple Heart for his service. After returning home, he turned to acting, appearing in small roles across theater and TV. Westerns became his niche, and after parts in Gunsmoke, Zorro, and The Rifleman, he was cast as Eric Hoss Cartwright. The role fit him perfectly, not just in stature but in spirit. Still, Blocker admitted early on that he had trouble separating himself from the character. It wasn't until around season 5 that he could leave Hoss at the studio and reclaim his own identity after work. Tragically, in 1972, Blocker died unexpectedly from a pulmonary embolism after routine gallbladder surgery. He was only 43. Instead of quietly writing off the character, producers did something rare for the time. They killed Hoss off. It was a shock to audiences and cast alike, and it marked a turning point. Although David Canary returned and Tim Matheson was brought in to inject new energy, the show's heart was gone. Ratings declined, and soon, NBC canceled Bonanza. Both Michael Landon and Lorne Green later said the show was never the same without Dan Blocker. Off-screen, Blocker had a steady family life with his wife Dolphia and their 4 children. 2 of his sons, David and Dirk, went into the entertainment business. David as a producer, Dirk as an actor. Years later, the 1988 TV movie Bonanza: The Next Generation revealed that Hoss had died while trying to save a woman, a fitting end for the show's gentle protector. But for many fans, no explanation could fill the void left by Blocker's passing. Into that space stepped David Canary, who played Candy Canady, the Cartwrights' sharp and spirited ranch foreman. Interestingly, the character was originally written as aggressive, but due to changing cultural attitudes, Candy was reimagined as more level-headed. Canary joined in season 9 and quickly became a fan favorite, but after just 3 seasons, he was gone, without warning or explanation on screen. Behind the scenes, it wasn't about the character, but the contract. During salary negotiations, Michael Landon and Lorne Green received major raises, while Canary's offer didn't measure up. Despite his popularity, he chose to walk away. His exit disrupted the show's rhythm, and although he eventually returned for the final season, the magic had faded. Canary's time on Bonanza may have been brief, but the impact of his role and his absence still lingers in the memories of longtime fans. David Canary wasn't offered the kind of raise his co-stars received. Feeling undervalued, he left quietly. His character, Candy, simply faded from the story. Producers tried to fill the gap with new characters like Griff King, Tim Matheson, and Jamie Cartwright, Mitch Vogel, but longtime fans felt the chemistry had shifted. Ratings dipped, and many point to this period as the start of Bonanza's decline. Though the show pushed on, the spark was fading, and eventually, it was canceled. Still, Canary's impact lingered. Candy wasn't just another supporting role, he brought heart and balance to the cast. His exit underscored a familiar issue in Hollywood, talented actors not always being recognized or fairly compensated, yet his choice to leave also reflected self-respect. 2 seasons later, after Dan Blocker's death, Michael Landon reportedly urged Canary to return, and he did. He would go on to appear in 93 episodes total. Before Bonanza, Canary had already built a solid foundation. Born in Indiana and raised in Ohio, he was a gifted athlete, even drafted by the Denver Broncos, but he chose acting instead. He trained in New York, appeared on Broadway, and later found enduring fame in soap operas, most notably in All My Children, where his dual role as Adam and Stuart Chandler earned him multiple daytime Emmys and cemented his reputation as a powerhouse performer. Even long after the final episode aired in 1973, Bonanza's legacy remained strong. More than action or scenery, it was about family, loyalty, and values, and characters like Candy embodied that spirit. His presence brought energy, and his absence left a noticeable void. As time passed, the familiar faces of the Ponderosa began to fade. Lorne Green, who played Ben Cartwright, was the only actor to appear in every episode of the show's 14-season run. Born Lion Hyman Green in 1915 in Ottawa, Canada, he originally studied chemical engineering before turning to acting. His deep, resonant voice earned him the nickname the Voice of Canada as a wartime news broadcaster. By the 1950s, Green had transitioned from radio to screen. When Bonanza came calling, the role of Ben Cartwright was a perfect fit. Authoritative, compassionate, and steady. Audiences trusted him, and his performance became the emotional anchor of the series. But even Green began to feel the toll of longevity. In a 1967 interview, he admitted he didn't want the show to continue another 8 years, noting that there were other things in life he still wanted to explore. Despite that, Green stayed until the end in 1973. After Bonanza, he shifted gears, releasing country albums and even landing a surprise #1 hit with the spoken-word ballad Ringo in 1964. Then, in 1978, he took a surprising turn, starring as Commander Adama in Battlestar Galactica. Once again, he played a wise, fatherly leader, but this time guiding a fleet through space rather than suns across the frontier. Off-camera, Green remained grounded and principled. He was proud of his Canadian roots, involved in humanitarian causes, and widely respected for his calm, dignified presence. His legacy extended well beyond the Ponderosa and helped cement Bonanza as more than just a Western. It was a story about connection, purpose, and the power of strong characters to shape a generation. Lorne Green passed away on September 11, 1987, at 72 due to complications from pneumonia after surgery. His legacy lives on not only through Bonanza and Battlestar Galactica, but as the iconic Ben Cartwright, steady, moral, and the heart of the Ponderosa. More than 3 decades after his death, Green remains one of classic American TV's most recognizable faces. Michael Landon, born Eugene Orowitz in 1936, played Little Joe Cartwright on Bonanza and later starred in Little House on the Prairie. He was also a writer and director before dying of cancer in 1991. Ray Teal, 1902-1976, played Sheriff Roy Coffey, the steady lawman on Bonanza, known for his calm authority. Guy Williams, originally Armando Catalano, 1924-1989, was Disney's Zorro and briefly played Will Cartwright on Bonanza before starring in Lost in Space. Victor Sen Yung, 1915-1980, portrayed Hop Sing, the Cartwrights' cook, breaking stereotypes and surviving a 1972 hijacking before his accidental death. Who was your favorite? Like and subscribe.